The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to the wonderful world of wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. This medical program heard from 7 to 7:30 each Saturday right here on WSBR 740 AM is brought to you by the Adult and Geriatric Center under the medical direction of geriatrician Dr. Andy Mencia. That's you.
Good morning.
That is you, Dr. Andy Mencia. Good morning.
Good morning.
And
Good morning, Ina.
Good morning,
Why
everyone.
don't you-
Доброе
Why
утро.
don't you introduce Ina this morning?
Yes, Ina is one of our most dynamic, beautiful, exciting office manager at the practice. She has shown so much genuine care for the practice and for the patient. And she's a true patient advocate. Not only she's looking out for the practice, but the patient know that when Ina heard what they need, they say, it will be done. I'm okay. Ina will take care of it.
I feel that way.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
That's how when I call, they no, I want to talk to Ina.
Yeah, and people call and ask directly for her because they feel so much confidence in her. It's not like the rest of the staff. They are no good, but Ina just project so much reliability and confidence that make the patient feel good.
And Dr. Mencia, she's smart.
And she's very smart.
Very smart.
She's an engineer by training, so she's a highly educated, beautiful woman. So we're so happy to have her there with us.
And I'm so happy to be
Ina,
there.
you know, when you came here from Russia, you wanted a job. And I never heard how you first met Dr. Mencia and went to that office. Is that something we can talk on the air about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it was one of my other providers.
Yes.
Dr. Labovian, the dermatologist. He told me, he said, this lady, she's an engineer in her country, and she's looking for something to do. Will you interview her?
And
that was it.
And that was it, right?
Yes.
And it's been very...
And here we are for 4 years.
And you have grown a lot since you first came.
Yes. I can feel it, and I like it.
I don't mean you have grown. I mean the practice has grown.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant the practice.
She's still beautiful and thin. No, she's not 400 pounds. I
was thinking I'm growing like taller.
She likes that.
No, but when you think of it, you didn't have as many associates or doctors or people to care for. And now we have another center.
Yes.
Yes, in Boynton Beach. And, it's basically trying to do VIP care for the patients without charging them for VIP care.
I love that.
It's so beautiful to do VIP care, to do what I call, first-class cabinet at coach prices. Because that's what we deserve as we age.
You're coming up with some really good things this morning. I'm writing it all down. One class.
VIP care and first-class cabinet at coach prices.
I got that.
Because some people feel that if I'm going to see you and you have an HMO that is going to pay less than a person pay out of pocket, and you pay $16,000 a year just to be taken care of and people to treat you like a human. I think it's a given. Of course, we should treat you like a human. Of course, we should give you all the time that you need. And you know how many times people come to the centers, either at Boynton or myself, and it's not necessarily the patient. It could be just the caregiver. And they say, the patient is not here. I just want to talk to you about the plan, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. And we sit down. Of course, we cannot charge the insurance for that. But it's no wasted time because then moving forward, we are all on the same page. To me, that's precious time of how I'm going to best take care of my patient. So having created the center at Boynton Beach with Dr. Mascovit and Courtney as the dietitian and Dr. Rosemary, one of the dentists there. Now we have 3 dentists at the practice. and they are so busy. They are really getting busy, and their patients. I just got a letter. I should have brought it in. I just got a letter from one of the patients at Boynton Beach that she has her mouth all taken care of, and she was saying in the letter something to the fact that Dr. Rosemary stepped into the room, and I wasn't sure whether I wanted to get the work done or not, but she inspired on me so much confidence on her, and she sounded like a nonsense type of person. Do it, let's get it done.
But with a big heart.
With a big heart. And she say, I love my beautiful smile. I love what you have done for my teeth. And she's so happy. And, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. So we done, that's what we want to do. And you don't have to pay extra to get this kind of care. You don't have, sometimes big groups of in medicine. If they do, usually, it's very hard to find people like us that are, will cater to geriatrics. Because, being a geriatrician and being a 2-year fellowship training in the field, would put me at the highest level of training of geriatric medicine. My objective is always, if my grandfather lived to 109 and he was happy and healthy, let me do everything I can to provide that. I could have done it differently, and today I would be, a rich man with all kind of things. But the way I done it, if today is my last day on earth, I will go to heaven with a smile, because I think I done it right. And I want to continue to do it that way. I want to continue to, when I built the center in Fort Lauderdale, people will step into the center, into the waiting room, or look from the outside, and they say, I kept passing the building because I thought it was like a plastic surgeon office.
Exactly.
And then I look at the waiting room, it looked like a plastic surgeon office. And I say, no, this is a geriatric center. It's a medical office, multi-specialty. And now in Boynton, we're doing the same thing. We're providing high-quality care, basically going by the insurance, VIP care. But we go by what the insurance says. You don't have to pay anything extra. It is what it is. It's all for, in the name of good care. Because when I get to that age, that's what I want.
Well,
I don't want to go to a storefront and be treated differently.
Well, let me describe this beautiful office in Boynton Beach. I mean, I have been there very quickly for the open house, but the other day I went there really to get a grill tour. And when you walk in, you see beautiful colors, gorgeous lighting, a wonderful open desk. There's no windows that you have to first open to go meet the receptionist. But there are beautiful windows through all the rooms. That everything is so light. And as I said, the colors are beautiful, and it's immaculate, but I love the wooden floors. I mean, it is so elegant. So I'm going to challenge somebody. I just thought about this. This is it's my good morning, because you were so good to me. We're going to talk about my medical experience. But anyone who goes to the Boynton office that listens to the radio show, I'm going to give you a free subscription to Boomer Times, which is worth $30. So if you go there, and I want you to visit, even if you don't start to any practice, just go there and visit. Say hello. I've come here to get my subscription. Get a tour. And you don't have to ever go back again if you don't want. You'll be stupid if you don't, but at least go there. And you tell them that you heard about Anita Finley offering a free subscription for a year. And I'm going to let them know that. So when you call them or when you go, you have to walk in. And get a tour.
You can call and get it.
Can't call and get a tour. Well, you could get a tour. I mean, but just let's get a real tour.
You cannot Skype it.
Maybe we've just created something. Well, that's right, a tour, a virtual tour.
Yeah.
There are virtual tours. Maybe we have. All right, we'll think about that another time. Yeah. But I think it'd be really good if we could talk about what happened with me yesterday, because everybody knows what I think of Dr. Mencia and their staff and of course Ina, But this was personal, and it was, from my own perspective, I'm always helping everybody else. Got to go see Dr. Mencia, but other than my flu shot, I really haven't. I think I went there, yes, for my cold, but I went to my gynecologist, who I've gone for 25 years, and everything seemed to be fine, but my blood pressure wasn't acting properly. And it was very high. They took it 4 different times with different people taking it. And the last words I heard from my gynecologist, go see your internist because I think he needs to check your blood pressure, what's happening. So nothing would do in the rain yesterday. And I went right from his office and drove down to your office. And you were so kind to see me right away. And then why don't you tell, as a doctor, what you did?
Well, I want you to tell me a little bit your experience in the waiting room because I noticed you two there talking when I came from my
Right. My experience was wonderful because the people at the front desk were ready for me. They were so nice. Ina came running out, and I heard that you had been to lunch, but that you were coming in. And I said, I'm fine. Now that I'm sitting here in your office, I'm fine. It was security. It was a security blanket.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't even feel bad. That was the other thing. I didn't know I had high blood pressure.
Exactly.
I
have
was
absolutely no
nothing.
symptoms. And when
I'm
you
the
came
same
into
person.
when you come into the room, that's one of the first things you say. I don't feel anything.
And that's what you've talked about because that's why you want people to have regular checkups.
Because that's what we call the silent killer. That's exactly right. So we both got to experience, or all 3 of us that we were, involved in your case. We got to experience how high blood pressure can really keep climbing on you. And look how high it went on you. Your bottom number went to, 110, the highest, or 120? That's very high.
Yeah.
That's extremely
Never
high.
had that before.
Yeah, exactly. So one other thing, if you don't mind, I want to talk about.
You can talk.
One other thing was the fact that your TMJ was acting up. And
no, let's explain what that is. People may not know TMJ.
That's when they join at the jaw, at the bottom jaw, that joint that we have in front of the ear acts up like arthritis, and it becomes painful. And any type of pain, it could be lower back pain, it could be knee pain, any type of pain, diverticulitis, any type of pain will raise your blood pressure. So the fact that you have TMJ and the fact that I know you so well, that you are always involved in so many social things, trying to help so many people. We spoke about stress, but, for you, you do so much that you don't feel like stress. It's nothing to you. You just do it. So if you recall, I dimmed the light. And I kept talking to you, so we kept, sort of relaxing, and we saw the blood pressure was coming down. And that's why I felt, we did the electrocardiogram to make sure that the blood pressure at this point in time is not affecting your heart, and that the rhythm of your heart have not changed. And it came back fine. The electrocardiogram came back fine. That was, gave me peace of mind. And then we spoke about eating garlic and flaxseed, and we went through all the homeopathic thing that you should do so we can monitor your blood pressure. And then lots of time, what we do in cases like you're so active, it's hard to do it. You're not basically homebound, quote unquote. But a lot of time, what I like to do is, as we follow this homeopathic treatment, then have the nurse come in. And in the comfort of your own home, monitor your blood pressure, see how it's coming, and have them text me back on my phone and let me know, we saw Anita Finley today and her blood pressure is now 140/70. And I will go, okay, we are on the right track. Versus if the blood pressure is still high, then we have to do something with medication or anything to prevent any complications. But it goes to prove what happened to you, and I guess because of the position that you are a public person, it goes to prove that we don't have to wait for Anita Finley to get a stroke or a heart attack to get taken care. That if we monitor every so often the blood pressure, go to the doctor, have the doctor check. It's a quick visit. Say hello. Some of my patients, they come and they say, I just came to check on you. But
check on you.
They come once a month and get the blood pressure check and listen to the heart, listen to the lung. You're doing great. If they need refill, they get it. Sometimes they don't need anything. They just want to be touched and checked by the doctor. And we do that. It's a quick visit. But it's amazing how many lives we can save by that.
I want to ask you a question, though, before you get off that. Now, they could buy their own blood pressure.
That's what I was going to talk about.
Good.
The own blood pressure machine. You have to be careful, because they can be misleading. And I wanted to bring that up because having your own blood pressure machine is not a bad idea for an emergency. Like in your case now, say, okay, let me check, see how I am. We're having a professional nurse coming by the house and checking on you. You're going to be much more comfortable that if it's low, it is truly low. And you will believe the nurse versus believing the machine, you've been home alone. But I had a patient a couple of weeks ago that we were talking, and she was very depressed because of the holidays coming up. And she was saying that her husband died just during the Jewish holiday. And he suffered from hypertension, and he had a machine, and he kept checking with the machine the blood pressure, and he developed a huge myocardial infarction and died from a heart attack. So she went to the doctor, then she took the machine and she checked herself, and her blood pressure supposedly was fine according to that machine. And she went to the doctor for a checkup because the husband died and she's feeling sad, which is normal sadness after, experiencing the death of a loved one. But when she went to the hospital, to the doctor, the blood pressure was high. So they told her, bring the machine in. She brought the machine, and the machine is no good. And she goes, oh my God, this is what my husband was relying on when he died. So, it's okay to have a machine at home, but don't substitute your doctor and your nurses for that machine.
Well, I'm a true believer in what you said, so I'm going to start checking, of course. But something you did give me, though, because you just weren't sure it was going on, was a very small dose of
blood pressure,
5
milligram baby dose. And like I told you yesterday, this is not really to lower your blood pressure. It's not going to be an aggressive treatment. It's just a comfort zone we're going to put there. In case your blood pressure tries to go up, this medication is going to slow it down.
What does that do? Would you tell me about what you just said?
What happened is sometimes you take let's say a person that is anxious or nervous. A person might take a medication not to fall asleep, not to be a zombie. They just want to cut the edge off of the anxiety. So a baby dose of that blood pressure medication that I gave you is just to cut the edge off of the blood pressure. So it's a ceiling that we set up. So we are lowering the ceiling so that the blood pressure cannot go any higher than this. So, but
what is it that does that inside?
Well, basically what it does, in order for the blood pressure to get higher and higher, two things need to happen. Either the blood vessel need to start closing down on you, or the heart need to start pumping faster, and the combination of the two usually will happen. So with that dose, what we are doing is preventing the heart from pumping any faster than, let's say, 70 beats per minute. Now, if you go to 110, 120 beats per minute, your blood pressure is going to go up. So, for example, if you go for a short run really fast, and once you start running fast, your heart rate is going to shoot up. If they take your blood pressure, of course, it's going to be high because your heart rate just went up. So the medication is preventing the heart rate from going up in any form of stress or pain or anything like that. Just prevent the blood pressure from going any higher than from where I wanted.
So then Ina came into this, and she made an appointment based on what Dr. Mencia asked. So tell me what I'm going to be doing on Monday, because we made this appointment.
We will be doing, we're going to be scanning your heart. It's called echo, and it will be done by one of our ultrasound technicians.
And also, I'm going to have a lot of blood.
And we're going to do a blood test on you. Yes.
Right.
And a carotid, you told me also.
And a carotid
ultrasound. Right.
Yes. And basically with the echocardiogram, what I'm looking is at the chambers. if I see the chambers of the heart are getting dilated, it's going to tell me that this problem with the blood pressure has been lingering on for a while and you were not even aware of it. Or it's going to tell me that your heart is pumping beautifully and it's something probably very recent that had not even affected your heart at all. So it will give both of you as my patient and me as your doctor reassurance on where we are, how we're going to move forward. The other part with the blood test, what we're going to do, because sometimes when the patient come and they say, why do I have to get so much blood? Why? Well, in a simple case like yours, what I'm doing is I'm looking for any biological reason why your blood pressure is going up. We had a patient with high blood pressure, and the problem was the thyroid was hyperactive, which is an indicator of it. Usually will manifest with elevated blood pressure. So we're going to check, your thyroid, and I do a full profile of the thyroid. And sometimes when you go to a family practitioner or a doctor that is not a geriatrician, they do one test of the thyroid, which is the TSH, which is a screening test. And because you don't take any medication, most doctors will just do a TSH on you, just a screening thyroid test. And that is wrong. All of my patients, if you're over the age of 50, I do a full thyroid panel because I want to practice preventive medicine. I don't want to wait for Anita to get that blood pressure.
I love this.
So when you come on Monday, I'm going to do a full thyroid panel. I'm going to check your kidney function. I'm going to check your liver function. I'm going to check your cell rate to see if there is an inflammation going on. Is it significant or not? Check your urine again to monitor on the status of your kidney. I wrote a book on the kidney, protect your kidneys, so your kidney can protect you, and it's all about prevention. And it was written for the layperson. So we're going to check then vitamin B12. We're going to check folic acid. That is a protective supplement for the heart, and that have been proven on multiple medical journals already. We're going to be checking vitamin D that also have been proven on multiple medical journals the importance of vitamin D when it comes to not only osteoporosis, but many other neurological conditions also, like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, MS. Patient with MS, you have a vitamin D level of around 60 plus, maybe 60 to 70. And there was a study that came out last year with regard to MS. And it showed that, a lot of times you go to the doctor and the level, if it's below 30, then they get alert and they will come and say, the vitamin D level is below 30, so you have to take a over-the-counter supplement.
So we're going to continue this because we're running out of time, but this will be good. By the time we're on the show, will I have the results by the time we're on the show next Saturday?
Next Saturday,
yes.
I think, yeah.
Maybe. Yes, we're going to, okay. This is an ongoing scenario, right? Yeah. Okay, and as the world turns. This is very good, though. I love this. Listen, this is the phone number to call the Boynton Beach office. You want to call them for that tour. 561-270-6494. Again, 561-270-6494. It's really up off Boynton Beach Boulevard. It's very easy. Yes, and you can ask for Courtney Miners. We'll let her know that you're doing this. We'll give you a $30 free subscription just to go there. If you don't even use them, but you'll be crazy if you don't, but you can hear what Dr. Mencia told you. But then also, Dr. Mencia is leaving right now to go to Fort Lauderdale. They're open on Saturdays. If you want to go see him, and you can see what a careful physician he is, he's extraordinary. Phone number is 954-489-1345 down there in Fort Lauderdale. So please go on their website. It's agifl.com. AGIFL, which of course stands for Adult Geriatric Institute, but it's a wonderful place to go. Medicare and most insurances are accepted. Thank you very much, and we know you have to rush.
Thank you. We'll be open today, and pain management will be there.
Yes,
Anita,
pain
as well.
management.
Pain
Dr.
management.
Dr. Marrero is
All
here today.
right. Okay, well, I feel so much better, and I'm going to be really good. I'm going to do everything you told me.
And you're gonna be
I'm
fine.
going to be good. Yeah, I feel fine. And so thank you very much for being here. We're going to go right now to Dean Webb and his interview. Thanks for listening to The Wonderful World of Wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. Be sure to tune in each Saturday morning from 7 to 7:30 right here on WSBR 740 AM. Have you heard of a Safe Step walk-in tub? If you like to take a bath and cannot get in and out of a bathtub safely, this is the answer. A Safe Step walk-in tub. It offers you independence and a safe and easy way to bathe right in your home. Safe Step can retrofit whatever is in your bathroom right now, economically and quickly. Don't give up the luxurious feeling a bath gives you. Now you don't have to. Ask about their senior discount. Call 1-800-343-7924 or go to SafeStepSoutheast.com.
Every day in the U.S., over 1,000 people are injured or killed in distracted driving crashes. Admit it, you've had some scary moments yourself. Did you know that texting for just 3 seconds at highway speed is like traveling the length of a football field blindfolded? For a safer drive, you need to have a Safe Drive system installed on your vehicle. The Safe Drive system alerts you with dashboard lights and a warning sound if you get too close to the car in front of you or if you stray out of your lane.
I was driving on I-95, and my mind was somewhere else. Suddenly, the system began screaming. I was in shock. I slammed on the brakes and was able to stop at the last minute. If it wasn't for the Safe Drive, I would have run into the car in front of me. The system saved my life.
You don't have to buy a new luxury car to get this important safety feature. Upgrade your car today with the Safe Drive system and protect yourself and your loved ones. Call 800-825-0997. That's 800-825-0997. 800-825-0997.
Hold on to your hats, everybody, because Dean Webb is here, and he and I are jumping up and down because we have such good news to tell you. I did put in our article in our November issue about Faith Farm and their graduation. And, of course, it was a Sunday, and it was in the morning, and I never know what to expect. That I know I'm always going to be with joy because I've been to them before. But I saw a packed house, Dean. This is Dean Webb, who's here, of course, is the executive director of Faith Farm Ministries. And I saw this packed house, and I saw all these people up on the stage, and I was just glued to my seat.
I'll tell you, that's our payday. It's graduation's payday after people been 9 or 10 months getting through the program and them get up to tell their little graduation speech. They are allotted 5 minutes to tell their story, and I always love it. You never know what to expect.
Well, and some of them they're not really trained speakers, so they're holding on to their piece of paper, and you could see some of them shaking and some of them crying.
This is really interesting. That it was. I'd never considered this. The guy that designed our bridge, the president of Bridge Design, was there, and I wanted to take him to lunch to thank him because he furnished a lot of money savings and stuff to us. So at lunch, I said, Brian, this is your first graduation, and tell me what your takeaway is. He said, you know what? The thing that impressed me most is that I've got staff members I send to Toastmakers to try and to get them to be good public speakers. He says, and what I was blown away by is how these guys had their script in front of them, because we do make them write out their graduation speech. And he said here they had practiced them enough that even though you could tell they were reading them, they weren't really just rotely reading them. They were looking up and talking. He said, but I was impressed about how well all of them spoke and realized the universe that they're coming from, a drug and alcohol addiction. He said that's what blew me away the most, is how articulately they spoke. He said, I was not expecting that at all. I said, you're the first person that's ever given me that takeaway. That's interesting.
Well, I noticed that also. And the other thing, though, I noticed a lot of women, and I've been to many of your graduations, and always maybe one or two, but there's a whole front row of women.
Yeah, 5 women. It all depends on the cycle and when they come in. We'll go to graduation. The graduation is 6 weeks apart at each campus, and the Boynton campus will go, maybe 2 graduations without having any women. It just depends on the cycle, and it just so happened that we had 5 that Sunday. So,
and of course, you had told me a little bit about one specific one, and I was amazed. And I think what happened at the end is, we did share this, I think, on the last show, that one of the women, she had to give away her son only because of the circumstances. She didn't intend to do that, and that now she's made a contact with him.
Yeah. Yes,
that's what we had hoped for, right?
With it. Yeah, absolutely. Now, he contacted her and told her he apologized for not making the graduation because he tried. And that was just so heartwarming. That was really great. But she's down in Key West right now. She's going through the court to try and she and her, you remember her parole officer was there?
Yes.
Her counselor, the blonde that was introduced. She went with her to Key West to appear in court to try and tell her the whole story and how her life has changed, to try and get her out of her prison sentence. Because she was there, and, of course, one of the conditions is she had to graduate, which she did. But then, she had several years left, and so they were trying to get the sentence commuted. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but the other Wednesday night I was at church, and they said, does anybody have any good testimony or something to give? And the guy stood up, and he said, I was up for 5 felony convictions. And he says, because the judge saw my change when I appeared from him in the 3 months I've been at Faith Farm, he did away with all 5 felonies.
But you know something, Dean? It's really the judges that I'm starting to like. The fact that they understand, what are you going to do with this person back in jail? They've served what they're supposed to do. Give them a break. And so the judges, it could have been a very conservative, right? Yeah. Everything has to be by the board. So I'm appreciative of the judges.
Yeah.
We have
about 7 judges in Palm Beach and 9 in Broward County that we call them, sentence them to Faith Farm. That's what the guys say, but they're not really, because we're a faith-based project. Even though we get really great results, being a faith-based program, it's not politically correct to sentence somebody. So it's usually an option of incarceration, or I'll give you an opportunity to go through a 9-month program.
Well, if you had gone down to Key West with them, maybe you could have helped.
We offered Wayne, my operation. He offered to go and appear, but the judge said no. I only want her and her parole officer. So we've gone to court. Our pastor's gone to court. A lot of different people have gone to court to testify on behalf of the people and the results they've gotten. We've given empirical evidence on the progress they've made and stuff. And so a lot of times we get sentences commuted.
Well, I have to let me start over again with Dean Webb. Dean Webb is this magnificent man. He's executive director of Faith Farm Ministries. What he's doing and what he's helped to create, sure, it was there before he got there, but he brings a lot of business and a lot of other kinds of things to this organization. And I have to just go do my little thing again. It's now the holiday time. It's now Christmas time. If you have some extra money, please donate it to Faith Farm Ministries. I know Salvation Army's standing there with their bells, and everybody needs money, but if you just could understand what they do for 400 men and women each 9 months, and you could see the outcomes, you ought to give a little bit. All right, you don't have to give them all your money, but just give them some of your money. And the way to do that, let me give you their website. It's very easy. It's faithfarm.org. Faithfarm.org. And you can get on their website. Now, if you need to buy things, go there, and you will be amazed what they have in their thrift shop, new, used. It's great. Or if for a free pickup, of course, everybody seems to know it's a thrift shop. I just don't think that they know that it's also a saving life place. And so I really hope that you'll do that. But I just had to say that. It's so important because everybody has their hand out for money, all the organizations.
And I do always appreciate when you mention that, because if you go to our website, you can donate by credit card. You can, you can give appreciated assets.
Right. $1 to $1 million is a welcome. Assets, you can put them in your will. It'll make you feel good because you know that after you're not here any longer, it's still here, and it's going to be making differences in people's lives. Now, why don't we talk about some of the differences it made of some of your graduates?
Well, this is really interesting. I'll start with the short one first. We have our website, of course. People can info@faithfarm.org. They can send us emails, if you will. and Judy monitors these. And this one came from, hang on just a second, a lady in Edgewater, Florida. And she says this: I graduated in 1993, so that was 20 years ago. And I worked there as a peer support for 1 year. Faith Farm.